And that's how Neil started. He came in the back door. But he went out the front door, as Phyllis says.
First out of boxing, just come up to my 7th birthday. A lot of the kids in the area were boxing, and it was kind of, the club had just opened a year or two, and it was very popular in the area I live. So I followed some friends down one night and hope to join. I suppose when I started first, I really enjoyed it. I liked it, and when I won my first national title at the age of 11, I thought this is something I wanted to do, all right, and progress. And I suppose when I got about 15, 16, the Olympic dream came into it, and that's really I wanted to really push on and be a boxer.
My name is Betty Gough, and Neil Gough is my son. With Neil, he loved hurling, loved soccer, but he loved boxing and the dedication that he put into it. 5 o'clock in the morning, going running, training, coming home, having a shower, his breakfast, running to work, coming back, training again. He really didn't have much of a life other than boxing.
There's very few people in this room now who can appreciate the dedication that Neil has to his sport, and I just like to say that he's preparing now for the Olympics in '96, and I'll be behind him 100%.
I didn't know he was a boxer at the time, so we were teenagers, so I didn't know that that was his hobby, as we'll say. Turned out to be a lot more than a hobby, so I didn't know he was a boxer when we met first.
Yeah, there was nothing only boxing, and I was blessed to meet Elaine, my wife, at a very young age, at 16, and she embraced the boxing, embraced the thing, and like it's made many an argument down through the years, a few here and there, that I was going away boxing, we should be doing something else, and yeah, and as I got more serious, when I came to the level, international level, and going to world and European champs and trying to get to Olympic Games, there's no option but my boxing, and Elaine took second fiddle quite a lot of the time. My first world champions, the world junior championships, we were there for 3 or 4 weeks, and Elaine would send letters, and I would write back, and we'd ring kind of every day, or you'd ring home, and that's what we did. There was no other way of communicating. That was it, and people accepted that and got on with it. And you know, you'd be gone for 3 or 4 weeks, but you'd be back then again. You weren't consistently away all the time, so you were back and forth. But yeah, it was hard at times. As I keep saying, I go back, I was blessed. Not many people would wait around for you, but Elaine waited for me, which was great. And you know, but that was what we did. We just got used to it.
We would have had to time a lot of things based around his training, and he would have been away a lot. I was working full time, paying the mortgage while he wasn't working, and looking after the kids. So yes, huge sacrifices were made. Yeah. But at the same time, it was his passion. So I would hope that if it was my passion, that he would be able to do the same for me.
I think it was a very strong relationship, because when Neil was young, I went to every tournament I'd say that he was in. He became 17, 18, he met Elaine. His mammy was shoved out into the corridor. Mammy, you needn't come. Mammy, you needn't come, because Elaine was there. I think Elaine understood what she was getting into before she got into it, you know, and she knew, and she backed him all the way, I have to say. He only, as I said, he only left me all the things that they're going back from 1983, 84, 85, 86. That one, I like that one. I wouldn't give him that one. That was the first one that he actually got, other than those cups and things. It was in the ring, and I thought that was beautiful. I can't remember now where he got that one.
Traveling with him was an honor. You know, not only having him as a team captain, but he was a family member. He was everything there, and in the team he could talk to the other boys, keep everybody together, keep everybody happy. If you wanted to see something done right, just turn your head and look where Neil Gough was at the time. If he was training, just follow him. That's it. He'll be the guide. And so I had no difficulty when he was in the team to decide who the team captain was going to be. That you didn't have to worry about anything about him forgetting the passport or the gum shield or leaving something. I had to go back home, because he will worry. He will worry. He'll be thinking about everything, you know, how these, that. And he was just like the perfect athlete, to be honest, you know. That's it. He was just like the perfect one.
Six when I walked through the door, John Finn has always been there. But he could never replace John. John had this knack of just within a minute analysing the boxer, how to beat the boxer, and then to give you that instruction in the corner. And he just was fantastic at doing it. And you know, I suppose it became a funny story actually. For we were away at a trip one time in '98 at a European qualification tournament, and he was snoring like hell, and I couldn't sleep. And I said, I'm way in the morning, boxing, I can't get a nice sleep. So in the middle of the night, I got up out of bed, opened the door, walked up to the other room, and I said to the coach, "What's his name?" I said, "I can't sleep. Go down and sleep with John, will you? Because he's snoring, and I need to get a nice rest." So he went down into the bed. Got into the bed again. So whatever during the night, John woke up, and he woke up and he looked in the bed and he saw it wasn't me. And he jumped up and he grabbed your man by the throat. I said, "Where's Neil Gough gone? What you do with him?" I said, John, no, it's me. He said, it's me. He said, I said, all right, sorry. Such was the fact that he was about to kill your man because I was gone. Like, you know, who would he do? Or your father would do something like that, you know? So it's amazing the way he was. Like, he treated me as a father.
I would say the main factor there, so that relation between his coaches and myself, was Neil. You know, because sometimes when you see a boxer, performer, or behave, and you may look to the corner. You see a boxer fighting in the ring, depending on how he does it, you may look straight away at the corner. You want to see who the coaches are because you know that's where he come from. And so, having met Neil Gough, I straight away wanted to see the coaches because it's just like, you know, like father, like son.
You want, going into the ring when you're boxing, you want to win, if you know what I mean. You really want to win. Your whole heart has to. You'll either die trying. You know what I mean, that type of way. And I think you need that to get into the ring, you know. That night, especially that night, I always remember he got a jab in the face, just as he was relaxed. I thought he was after winning. And the fight went again, but that's the way it goes. That's the look of it. That's the way it is. And the few fellas we had in the club, they went on to win titles. And Neil was one of these, and he wanted to do it, and he did it. But it was so disappointing for the Olympics, you know, for Neil, that he didn't qualify, you know. It was just unlucky, you know.
And as I say, that phone call after the non-qualification was probably the most difficult times of his career.
When I failed to qualify in Liverpool in 2000, I lost to a chap from Denmark, Samzan was his name, on a 4-2 decision. I lost the first round 1-0, and then I tried to chase the fight instead of boxing the fight, and he was smaller than me and everything. I should have been able to outbox him. There was other boxers there who had their own coaches in the corner over that tournament. Normally it doesn't happen internationally. You would only work with international coaches, and but that was a chance maybe I had, looking back. If we had let John in the corner, could have been different. We'll never know.
He impressed me so much, his dedication, his discipline, and he put everything into it. He was just one of those unlucky boys could have made it to the Olympics, but not for lack of effort.
I just told him to do what he wanted to do. That if he wanted to retire, and if you don't. Now, there was times he was thinking of throwing in the towel a few years before that, but he loved boxing too much to do that. But he was a hard going, it was a hard fight, but he managed to overcome it all. But there was times now I felt very disappointed in the system and what was going on, but he'd say, "Ma'am, look, we'll get over that, we'll work through that." He was an exceptional young fella like that now.
But what about all the others that got there very close? Didn't make it, but they work as hard as those that get the medals, because you need to be lucky. You know, Michael Garut event, he got very lucky as well, because we all need that. That's part of the game, you know. But it was not there with Neil Gough. He was lucky, that's all. But was not for lack of trying. No, he was an example. If you were to measure it from that point of view, then I had to agree that he didn't get the recognition that he deserved?
I was. It was his very last fight was in the Woodlands Hotel, which is just across the road from us here. The children were quite small at the time, and I remember frantically looking for a babysitter just so that I could be there. Just for him more than anything else. It wasn't about the fight. It was about the aftermath of the fight and him realising that that was the last time he would step in the ring. So I needed to be there for him. But as I say, it was across the road. It was very handy. All of his fights were usually in Dublin or away. So I got to be there and just be there for him.
Especially when I'm in the gym with the kids, and there's nothing better than giving them back something. I've often said I've had a fantastic life boxing. You know, I've seen the world. I've been, you'll probably count on your finger the place I haven't been to, the place I have. And if a child could give half what I got, he would have a fabulous time. And that's what it's all about, you know. And if John Finn hadn't decided to open a boxing club and put all effort in, where would I have been? I could have been anywhere. I could be sitting in the pub every night, but not. I saw the world. So a competition came up in the local newspaper that for Unsung Heroes, and I just thought he fitted that Unsung Hero bill. So you had to write a letter in for a chance to win a monthly award, and they're supposed to have a final one, they didn't have it. But so I wrote in, and he won one of the months, and I wrote a letter, and this is the letter, I'll read it out for you. It said, so I said, Unsung Hero, I would like to nominate John Finn for the Unsung Hero Award with your newspaper. Many people have worked in the coaching and fostering of boxing and warfare, but none more tirelessly than John Finn. His love for boxing started with his own participation, first with Jimmy Jackson Enterprise Club and later with Tremor. It wasn't until opening his own club in the St. Paul's area of the city did John truly find his own vocation. And over the next 30 years, so it would have been back a few years ago, the next 30 years, he produced one of the best and most successful boxing clubs in Ireland. During the 30 years, John has been the driving force behind the success of St. Paul's Boxing Club, holding office as treasurer, president, chairperson, and is now currently secretary while all the time coaching. The club is held with the highest respect throughout the 32 counties of Ireland. Why? Because John Finn has coached these boxers in the fine art of boxing. Boxers, not fighters. Boxers who fought at the highest level of skill, commitment, respect for themselves, their club, their city, and their country, and most importantly, their opponents. My own career, which you will know all about, is mainly down to one man: his belief in me, his commitment. To spend hour after hour, week after week, year after year, at home and around the world for me to feel the potential he saw in me, and for me to feel my wildest dreams. John Finn is the St. Paul's Boxing Club of Waterford. John Finn is St. Paul's Boxing Club of Waterford and my unsung hero. I hope you agree. So very true, and you'll see him tomorrow when you talk to him. He sleeps and drinks boxing, always did, and yeah, I was like a son to him.
Do you remember my dad writing a letter to the Unsung Heroes about you?
I don't, tell you the truth. A few years ago, I was at Mass one Sunday morning, and I came out of Mass, and this man came over and shook hands with me. Jesus, John, he said, you're doing fantastic, you know? What do you mean? I said, my lad now, he said, he's not the best in the world, he said. I think he won the Munster title, I got to the final. But he said, he's a different lad. Can't believe it, he said. The confidence you have given him, he said. It's just unreal. And I got more of a kick from that than I did. He was shook hands with me. Jesus, he said, you know, you made some difference in my son's life. Jesus, I don't believe it. I said, I don't believe that. It's the champions we want, you know. He wasn't good enough to win a title. He won a Munster title or got to the final or something. But the confidence they gave him. And I think that's what it's all about. That's what sport is about, you know.
Oh, well, I always thought the judges were there to do their job, and winning as a draw, I thought was you have to respect that they sit there and take and everybody wants to sit there and do it. It's easy sitting in the back seat of the arena and say, he won that fight, he lost that fight, but to sit down and judge it and give your opinion on it, it's not easy. There's a lot of technical things they have to go through and train and a whole lot. So I'd always be respectful, and to the crowd. The crowd have always given you support and cheered you on, especially internationally in that. So I just always mark respect to everybody just to do that. Is about say, look, thanks, I performed tonight, I entertained you hopefully, and I appreciate your applause.
Yes, there was definitely a transition, but at that stage we had 2 small children, so things were very busy, which probably helped. got back into working full time, and just life carried on.
The adrenaline rush, you know, you're shaking going in the ring, you're very nervous, you're on edge, and then as soon as that bell goes, it's gone. You're in boxing mode, you're there, you're in the zone, and you just box. And you train so hard for so long, it just feels like another world. You get that smell of sweat and that grime and that dirt, and you know how there's hard work on in here, and there's more hard work to go on, and you know, and that's what brings you there all the time to it, you know. And our gym is a nice big gym, so a bit of freshness can come through. But in some gyms that are small and tight, and that you get that even more. But that's the joys of boxing. That's what it's all about. Is putting those bandages on, wrapping them up, and then that clock going, you're hitting that bag, and then you're just in another world. Come in, it's all written down, it's all planned, everything's perfect. But if it wasn't for John Finn, I wouldn't be here. And it's like adding a third dimension to it. That's what it is.
During my years with the Irish team, Neil Gough keeps popping up, keeps coming up there. Of course, just great memories. Billy Wiles, Will McCulloch, Michael Carruthers, so many. Paul Griffin, so many who were amazing working. But Neil Gough didn't come up with a medal, didn't go to the Olympic, but it stands for me in my heart and in my mind for the rest of my life among the best Irish boxers I ever had the honour to work with.
It's a wonderful night, and I don't know what to say. I'd like to thank my wife Elaine there, and my two beautiful kids at home, Jordan and Alex. And without their help through the years, I wouldn't be here. I think it's time. I spent 24 years boxing. I think it's time that Jordan, Alex, and Elaine got my time now. They need me more than I need boxing. I just thank my parents for all the help over the years, 24 years. John Finn and Dan Cameron, two wonderful coaches.